program?
So back in December of 2019, out of the blue, my ex-girlfriend picked me up from the hospital. I was in the emergency room and told me she was leaving me out of the blue. No idea. Hit me blindsided. No idea what was going on. Obviously, I was all on medication, numb from the pain that I was in from my neck, and didn't quite know how to take it. So it progressed, and then she ended up leaving and going to her mom's house end of December, right around Christmas time. I was supposed to go with her, but because we were no longer together, she didn't want me to go. And then before she left, she was telling me how she doesn't want to move back to California. She wants to stay in the area we're in now, or I'm in now, get a job and do all this, and keep her kids in school. And so I said, okay, well, I'll support you. I'll do whatever I can. I still love you. I don't know why you're doing this. She never really gave me a reason why. Came back after Christmas, said, I'm moving back to my mom's house in Southern California, packed her stuff up and left out of the blue. No idea what happened. And I'm just reeling at this point, just floored, because we'd been together for 3 years. We'd known each other for 20. I thought she was the love of my life. And I didn't know what to do at that point. So I was struggling. I felt like I was drowning. I was reaching for straws. And I found your program. I got into therapy and a spiritual coach, a fitness coach, and just surrounded myself with as many good people as I possibly could to get me out of it. Then come March, found out that she left me for another guy. And it had been someone that she was talking to for over a year on Instagram. So I couldn't see the messages. But going back after going through majority of your program, especially through the narcissist and that phase, and I think it's Unit 3, really realized who she was, and every red flag of that program and that Unit 3 of the masked woman was exactly what she was. And it made me realize who she was, what I was dealing with, and gave me a lot of clarity and answered a lot of my questions, and realized that I wasn't the only one out there. She's not the only one like this. And I just really opened my eyes, and I finally started to figure out it wasn't me, and I needed to rebuild and fix myself going forward. When I first started the program, I was at the lowest of the low. I had just found out about my ex, and she was with someone else, and she moved down there, and the whole thing, and the whole December thing. I later came to find out that she had hooked up with him and slept with him and was moving down for him. So I was at the lowest of my low. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to think, where to even start. I couldn't get out of bed in the morning. I had no motivation. And so when I started the program, I was grasping for straws to just figure out who I was, figure out what I needed to do that day, that hour, that minute, because I had no idea what I was going to do. I was that broken. She had just sucked all the life out of me. I didn't know who I was without her. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. And I needed some sort of guidance. And finding your program started me getting back on the path of rebuilding and gave me the answers that I needed. The things that really made a difference were just the tools that you gave. The meditation, letting go techniques, and just understanding the process that I needed to let go, that I needed to be more conscious of myself and focus on myself. And the meditation was huge. I mean, it took a while for me to get there. But that really grounded me significantly, where I could just feel everything. I was having a real hard time letting go. And I used your techniques, and then also contacted Co. And, between you and Co and the letting go techniques, that's when I finally had a breakthrough. About 6 weeks. I would say pretty close to that 4 to 6 week portion. I did 4 um, sessions with on letting go. And finally, by that third or fourth one, I had finally moved on. I didn't have the ruminating thoughts anymore. I didn't care what she was doing. I stopped the obsession. I stopped the looking her up on Facebook and Instagram. I finally was able to just let go and start focusing on me. It's great. I don't have any contact with her. We did briefly in July because she came back and got a car. And I had no feelings for her. When I saw her, I said maybe 5 words to her, handed her the keys, and walked away. Didn't have any feelings, any emotion, nothing. I knew I was done. I knew I had moved on. I knew I was a better person. And it felt so relieving knowing that. Then moving into the dating aspect, and that's been a challenge. But because of your program, I can now recognize the red flags immediately. And I can know who I want to date more clear. And I'm not just putting a poll out there and seeing who's biting. I have a lot more clarity of what I want. I have a lot more clarity of who I am, and I have a lot more clarity of what I need. I did the list of the, must not haves, the must haves, and the perfect woman. And it's really helped me focus on what I want, what I need, and all that. And every time I find someone, I open up that list. And if they have some of the things that are the red flags, I just move on. I put a barrier up and I move on. It was definitely worth getting into. There's always reservations. You never know if there's a scam. You never know if it's going to work. It does cost money, but it was worth every penny. And I'm still in the program, and I still, get on the boards all the time and read people's stories. I still interact every once in a while when I can because I'm busy. But I hear everybody's stories, and just seeing that there's other guys out there that struggle with the same thing that I did. It's like a group, a community of guys that are there for support and that support each other. I just posted the other day, I'm starting to see this woman. The funniest thing is she and I have known each other since the 4th grade. We've always kept in contact. We've always been friends. And I always thought she was way out of my league. I mean, she's gorgeous. She owned a Kaya Fit. She's extremely successful. She owns a couple houses. I mean, she has her crap together. And I always thought, she was way out of my league. And we just started talking and hanging out. And the next thing you know is now we're dating and seeing each other. And it is so refreshing because she is a very good combination of the perfect woman and everything that I must have. And there's 0 red flags. And going through the process and learning what the red flags were and actually listening to the red flags is huge, because right now there aren't any. I mean, I'm sure something might come up later, but it's worth working through. But right now there's no red flags. There's nothing that jumps out. There's nothing that says I need to run away or put a boundary in place right now that's significant. I mean, we have our boundaries. We live in a different town about an hour away from each other, so we have a little bit of distance. But it's refreshing to go hang out with someone and be with someone that truly appreciates you and wants to be with you. So it's nice being in that program and posting progress so that other men in the program can see it, so that they know it's a real program and it does work for them if they put in the time.